Good morning, this is Mike Houston with your Tuesday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Looking at satellite imagery this morning, we have a low-pressure trough working through the northwest states with plenty of moisture streaming up into southeast Idaho. You look out into the Pacific and you can see additional disturbances working their way towards the region. Early morning's radar imagery showed a broad swath of precipitation working through the Snake River Plain into the southeast highlands. We look further west, you can see some scattered showers trailing across the Boise region, which will probably translate eastward into the Central Mountains today. Taking a look at our rivers, everything's green this morning, which means no flooding. Advancing to our forecast charts for today, we see that low pressure trough now working into southern Idaho by this afternoon. Ongoing shower activity across the Central Mountains, where it'll probably be a little bit unstable there. And all that shower activity that we had in the Snake River Plain earlier this morning should be working east into the Wyoming border regions with some ongoing shower activity in that region. Snow levels or snow accumulations today, generally 1, maybe 2 inches in the Central Mountains here going into the evening hours. We could see upwards of 3 to maybe even 4 inches across some of these higher elevations of the eastern highlands. Don't expect any of the pass levels to really be impacted by this. Certainly not the Snake River Plain, as temperatures will be too warm, with highs generally running in the 50s here during the afternoon today. And if you get up into the Central Mountains, generally in the 40s, and similar readings here across the southeast highlands. Advancing our forecast charts into tomorrow morning, we see that low-pressure trough now working east of the region, the area generally drying out under northwest flow. And as we work into Thursday and Friday, we see a high-pressure ridge building in across the region, should bring dry conditions and much warmer temperatures. And in fact, looking at Friday here, we see daytime highs running up into the mid-70s here in the eastern Magic Valley. Upper 60s to lower 70s here across the Snake River Plain. Generally in the 50s here in the Central Mountains, some of these valley locations getting up into the 60s. And similar readings here across the southeast highlands. Advancing to Saturday, we have a low-pressure trough working into the region Friday night and Saturday with accompanying precipitation. This particular graphic here is showing the 24-hour accumulated precipitation. So we could see upwards of 3/4 of an inch of precipitation in portions of the Central Mountains, and about 1/10 of an inch here across the southeast highlands as that trough is still working into the region. Temperatures should cool underneath the trough. Here we are looking at daytime highs on Saturday, just barely getting up into the lower 60s here in the eastern Magic Valley, and generally in the mid-40s to mid-50s in the Central Mountains and southeast highlands. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, that low-pressure system now spinning up into a weak low-pressure system here across the Great Basin, at least in this particular model. Not going to get into the details here, because if I were to show you our other long-range model, it shows the trough east of the region with absolutely no precipitation across southeast Idaho. So just wanted to let you know that there is some uncertainty here by the end of the weekend. And certainly as we get into the early part of next week, we should be relatively dry. You can see some precipitation off the coast here, and that looks like that will arrive sometime Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So with those warmer temperatures on Friday and the precipitation coming in on Saturday and possibly Sunday, we are looking at some of our river locations here, primarily the Big Wood over here towards Sun Valley, Haley, and certainly the Port Neuf here, all look to be reaching flood stage sometime this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, more likely. And then if you look upstream here, you can see some yellow colors here, and that's all indicative of some of the releases that they'll be letting out of Palisades to make room for snowmelt. So we'll see river rises here on the Snake River at high sea and running around down towards Blackfoot region. That's all I had for you here this morning. If you had any comments or questions or even any concerns, please give us a call here at the number on the screen. Thank you.